Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. Oh, sorry, wait, I meant to say a TV show review, my bad. And today, I am going to be doing a review on Miss Marvel. So, Miss Marvel came out in the year 2022, and it's another MCU Disney Plus TV series, and um, is directed by Adil El Arbi and three others, and it stars Ayman Villani, Matt Lins, and a bunch of other cast members that I can't really pronounce. And basically the plot for this Marvel, it's about this teenager named Kamala Khan who is a massive fan of superheroes. She worships Captain Marvel, and she even makes her own drawings of Marvel, and actually narrated the events of Endgame using her own perspective. But one day Kamala finds out this bangle, and this bangle, where she knows nothing about, she actually, how do I say it? She wears it, but she doesn't know anything. But one day when Kamala goes to AvengerCon, she eventually finds out these powers come to life, and so she must solve the mystery of she must solve the mystery of it. Well, at the same time, Kamala gets a little too distracted with daydreaming about superheroes and solving the case of her bangle that she has been called out by her family and schoolmates to for her family and schoolmates no, family members and teachers that that she's been flunking because of her distractions and daydreaming and daydreams, and so she eventually she decides to go. She and her family go to Pakistan to learn about the mysteries of the bangle, and Kamala then realizes that she's already a superhero by the name of Miss Marvel. So yeah, I think you guys remember my old review of Miss Marvel where I called it painfully average. I remember it was the first Marvel movie that kind of disappointed me because I wanted to love Miss Marvel. Like, I wanted to at least like it. I wasn't expecting to be blown away by it, but like, yeah, that trailer for Miss Marvel really blew me away, especially with the blinding lights. Like, I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. Yeah, which Blinding Lights is my favorite song of 2020 and one of my favorite songs of all time. One of my favorite, yeah, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd is one of my favorite songs of all time. And it's even tied with Nothing Is Lost, You Give Me Strength as my favorite song from The Weeknd. So, and I thought it was used perfectly in the Miss Marvel trailer, and so I got hooked for it. I was so excited, and then when I watched the show, I was like, okay, this is going good. The going good. It's like it's most of the episodes basically goes bad, good, no, good, mediocre, good, mediocre, good, mediocre, and end up being an average show. And even like, yeah, I made that review where I was like pretty harsh in it. I gave it like a 6 out of 10, or in the case, 3 stars out of 5. I was like, I mean, don't get me, I love that. I always love Kamala as a character. I always do, but the story is I didn't really like. I couldn't even get to it. I thought it was boring and too safe. Like, it felt more like a Disney Channel show than a Marvel show. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought about the show. I've been thinking about the show. I was like, is it really that average? Am I actually being too harsh on Miss Marvel? Yeah, because I always think about Kamala Khan and about how good Kamala is, and I just want something better out of her. And I know that this has very good reviews. There's some people who say it's mid though, and not very good, but a lot of people seem to really like the show. I've heard even some people say it's their favorite MCU show. Yeah, shout out to Harry Thomas Pictures, by the way. This is his favorite MCU Disney Plus show. And so yeah, and yeah, you all know I'm a huge defender of Phase 4. I love going easy on Marvel. I don't care what anyone else says. Yeah, because Marvel is my jam. Yeah, yeah, because yeah, Marvel is my jam. And yeah, Marvel's like gem. And so yeah, I decided to give it a chance. And yeah, so yeah, what do I think of Miss Marvel now? After giving it a rewatch. Oh yes, and by the way, I I actually decided to rewatch this show. Yeah, why I keep saying show? Yeah, it, why I keep saying it's a movie? It's a show. So yeah, I rewatched Miss Marvel leading up to the Marvels is because yes, I am seeing the Marvels today, and I know for a fact that yeah, I was actually supposed to planning to review both Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel, and I know you guys might be wondering where's my Captain Marvel review. Well, honestly, I didn't have the motivation to review it. Yes, I was actually supposed to review Miss Marvel, no, Captain Marvel, but honestly, I didn't have the motivation to review Captain Marvel. I will review it for its fifth anniversary to make up for that, but right now, Miss Marvel is pretty much the only thing I will review in preparation for the Marvels, which is why I'm reviewing Miss Marvel and giving it a rewatch. But I gotta say, I love Miss Marvel now. I love it now. Actually, I think this show is fantastic. Is it a perfect show? Is it a masterpiece? No. There are a few tiny bit of issues I have with it, but everything else about Miss Marvel, it just like a lot of things in this show just worked for me that I didn't see first time around. Maybe it's because I expected a little too much from this, but I should have expected this to be just a show that stays on the ground, all that stuff. And yeah, now Miss Marvel is a great show, and this is a much more positive review than that old harsh negative review that I gave it. That 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 I gave it. So yeah, yeah. Where do I start with Miss Marvel? Maybe I should get my flaws out of the way because not everything in this movie show. I mean, not everything in this show is perfect. The show is perfect. I will say that episode four I still don't like episode four. I like ever since I first watched the show, I don't like episode four, and so yeah, even in this rewatch, I still couldn't get into episode four. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate what they're trying to do with episode four, trying to explore Kamala's Pakistani family culture and all that stuff. And there was one pretty cool action scene. But the episode was just kind of boring. It just dragged so much. I was like, just waiting for it to end, and I was like, okay, I had enough, yeah. And episode five, yeah. Well, I liked episode five like a lot more. Like I love what they're trying to do with episode five. I mean, episode five doesn't feel like it belongs to Miss Marvel, to a Miss Marvel show. I love how episode five gave this Bollywood vibes, especially with the romance between Miss Marvel's parents. But you actually kind of it makes you forget what kind of show you're watching. And then scene where you see Kamala wearing her bangle walking in the train station, and then you see Kamala's parents just Kamala's godparents or whatever walking like. I was so confused by that. I was so confused by that storyline. I guess some of the concepts of Kamala's bangle can be a little confusing. But that's all the criticisms I can give this show. But now let's get into all the positives I can give this in. Yeah, all the positives I can give this. So yeah, what did I like about Miss Marvel? So yeah, first of all, let's get to the aspect I always praised in the first place, and I still do now, the character of Kamala Khan slash Miss Marvel. I love her. She is first of all, yeah, she is one of the cutest MCU characters. I mean, she is just so cute. I'm not simping on her, by the way. No, don't take this as a simp, but she's just so adorable. Not to mention, Kamala's character is so well written. I just love the way they wrote her character. She came off as very relatable and someone who I can easily connect with. Like I love how Kamala isn't just it isn't like any other MCU heroes. Yeah, she's actually very similar to Kate Bishop, where like she became a hero because she's like basically a fan of a certain hero and certain hero, and then she becomes the hero herself. So similar to that hero. Yeah, actually thinking about it, both Kamala and Kate are very similar. Yeah, that's actually why I think Kamala and Kate are perfect for working together because they're yeah, they have one thing in common. They're fans of a certain hero, and they end up being a hero just like that, just like their predecessor. First, no, Kate Bishop becoming Hawkeye, and she's a Hawkeye fan, and Miss Marvel admires Captain Marvel, and she becomes a Captain Marvel like character herself in it. And she's actually very relatable, not just with her superhero stuff, but with her personal life as well. I'm sure we've all got that thing where like we all like fantasize something and it keeps it away from reality. Yeah, Kamala fantasizes about superheroes. She fantasizes about being a superhero, and as a result, she gets called out a lot by her teachers and her parents. Like her parents just constantly telling, like everyone's just telling Kamala, you need to be real. You can't always fantasize because your fantasy is what's affecting your life, and you can't live a fantasy. You have to live a realistic life. But Kamala doesn't seem to care. She's like, I can do whatever I want. I can make my own decisions in life and all that stuff. I love it when like the main character tends to not yeah. I love it when a main character tends to keep it up to, how do I say this, when the main character makes his or her own decisions and not play by anyone else's rules. I like that kind of character development, and most of the time it works for me because just how much I relate to it. And Armand Villani is perfect for Miss Marvel. There's not a single character, there's not a single actress who I think would portray Miss Marvel slash Kamala better than Iman. Iman Vellani is Miss Marvel. Is Miss Marvel, and she'll always be Miss Marvel, nothing else. Yeah, she's not just acting as Miss Marvel. She's really being the character, and you really feel that feel the Miss Marvel in her. Yeah, and that's what I admire about. That's really what I admire about Kamala Khan. Yeah. And what else is there? Oh yeah, and one thing I gotta say, this is one of the most creative. This is one of the most creative TV shows I've ever seen. Creative Marvel projects I've ever seen. Right there with Loki and WandaVision. Yeah, Miss Marvel deserves to be in that same category as creative MCU projects. Yeah, it is just so creative. It's so vibrant and full of energy. So vibrant, like, and also like at times it feels like it's ripped out of a comic book. Especially with episode 1. Yeah, episode 1 is probably one of my favorite pilot episodes to any of the Marvel shows. Just yeah, episode 1 was just pure joy, especially with seeing all these comic book coming to life in something that is actually live action. I think that is a live action, and yeah, it's so impressive. It almost feels like it's trying to use the Spider-Verse style, but incorporating it in live action. Yeah, the visuals in this show are amazing. I know people say it was bad CGI, but I mean, yes, I get it. It's not for everyone. Yeah, the visuals may not be for everyone. I can see that, but yeah, it's great. Although sadly, most of the other episodes don't really reuse that same style, but but they're still able to they're still able to find some creativity to it. And I love this whole coming of age story on the ground. Yeah, that's actually the reason why I was not a fan of Miss Marvel back then, because of the whole thing involved. involved in like being way too lighthearted, feeling like a Disney show, feeling like a Disney show, and just not having enough action. But that's actually the beauty of Miss Marvel. It stays on the ground. Like it's almost like Spider-Man, but yeah, it's very lighthearted and very charming. Yeah, you can truly feel the charm of it all. Yeah, and especially with the high school elements. Especially with the high school stuff. Yeah, I'm between the two storylines with Kamala's school and personal New Jersey life, and her and um the Pakistani subplot. I think the New Jersey plotline is better. I was like more invested in the New Jersey plotline. Plotline, and yeah, and also yeah, I know like yeah, even episode 2 like is one of the better episodes. Despite it being a little slow, I don't really mind because at least you still get invested. And one of the reasons as to why I prefer the New Jersey subplot is because of just seeing Kamala being with her friends, like hanging out with her friends. I really like her friends, especially Bruno. I actually ship Miss Kamala and Bruno. Yeah, I ship them. I think Kamala and Bruno's chemistry just works so well, in my opinion. It works so yeah, it just works so well to me. And yeah, oh yeah. Also, the action scenes in the show, while there aren't a lot of action scenes, boy, the action scenes in the show absolutely rock. Like, yeah, sure, maybe Miss Marvel hasn't really fully committed to being a badass, unlike in the Marvels, based on that one clip I saw. Yeah, Miss Marvel, in the trailer, yeah, Miss Marvel is, I mean, is getting stronger, but here, I mean, wow, like, the wedding scene, yeah, that wedding fight scene, whew, amazing. Yeah, episode 3 would be my personal favorite. Would be my personal favorite episode of the show. Yeah, that whole wedding scene. That entire wedding scene with entire wedding scene with Kamala's brother getting married, and then seeing Kamala just dance. Yeah, like I love the dance scene, and even Kamala just ruining the wedding with that action scene. Yeah, that is great. Oh yeah, one minor flaw I forgot to mention here is that the villain is weak. The villain is pretty weak, honestly. Not a fan of that villain. Not a fan of the villain. Very bland and forgettable, like one dimensional. Like people say, Darth Bane in the Marvels is a forgettable villain, but actually I think I think it's I'm very sure Darth will be a better villain than Nahima in this show. And Nahima in this show. And what else is there to say? Yeah, episode 3 is a standout. Also, the finale as well. Ooh boy, the finale is very good. Love the whole action scene, the whole, government trying to stop the heroes, like, and learning, like trying to stop the heroes, and learning that the Kamala's friend, who I forgot the name, has powers, and yeah, his arc is like very good and all that stuff. Oh yeah, and not to mention as well, like the ending reveal, like where the ending reveal when it was revealed that Kamala is actually a mutant. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm talking about right here. I mean that, like, I'm really surprised to know that Kamala is actually a mutant. I mean, a mutant. Yeah, that is very impressive. Yeah. So yeah, not much else to say. That's all I have to say. So overall, yeah, Miss Marvel is definitely a much better show than I thought it was, and I'm glad I gave it a second chance. While it isn't a perfect show, and it does have I still do have some minor gripes with it. This show just works so well with its main character being in my top 10 favorite MCU characters. Period. The coming of age story of Kamala. The show just being on the ground and being like one of the most realistic MCU shows, while at the same time still having that MCU feel to it. I love how this feels like so Disney-ish. It's actually a good thing. Um, and the action scenes are very good too. So yeah, with that all said, I'm gonna give Miss Marvel a 4.5 stars out of 5. So also for my review on Miss Marvel, what are your thoughts on this show? Is this your favorite MCU show or one of your favorites, or are you in the side of are you with the people who don't care about this show? And yes, to all the people who hated this show, please give it a chance, just like what I did. I mean, I had the same feeling about the show as most of you guys, but now I realize it's actually very good, and you need to give this one a chance. So yeah, comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on the Marvels. Bye guys.